Hi guys, so I have no idea how long this video is going to be, but it's going to be another rant because there's been some crap going on lately that's made me in a more ranting mood than normal. So, I guess I'll give you a little bit of backstory and then we'll dive into the rant, shall we? Well, there are these people from different fandoms. Mainly it seems like Fifth Harmony fandom and One Direction fandom, and I saw somebody from the 5 Seconds of Summer fandom the other day as well, that think the Vamps are completely shit. They hate them out of their minds, or at least they say they hate them. And for whatever reason, they find it right to attack every single little thing they do. And there's this Twitter account, I think it's Fandom Beliefs or something like that. And if some positive comment is said about the Vamps, oh, you should go check out this song, and this song because they're really good and I think you would like them. You look at under that and somebody will say, oh, those boys are trash. Or they are just the worst band around and they're not relevant and Brad does not have a top lip. That's another one I've heard a lot from that. Well, okay. I know why harmonizers, the Fifth Harmony fandom, think it's okay to hate on them, but it's not. So, back a couple of years ago, Brad, the lead singer of the Vamps, was dating Lauren from Fifth Harmony, and they got into this big dispute because the interviewer asked the boys a question about Brad still dating Lauren, and there was something where from each of the different months that the boys were saying we all had to go. Well, when they said we all had to go, they meant it that they all had to go at flirting because that's what boys do. Most boys on the planet flirt with someone. But anyway, they took it to mean that they were slut-shaming Lauren. How do you really connect those dots? I get you're saying we all had to go, meaning, oh, we all fucked her. How does that make any sense? That we all had to go does not connect you're a slut or we fucked. There's no slut word even mentioned for one. The word fucked or fucking or having sex, none of that was even mentioned in the thing. And then you have these people that connect these dots that don't even exist and say that this happened when obviously it didn't. They never said these words. They just said we all had to go. That meant to flirting, which they even clarified afterwards. And people are actually ridiculous. I don't understand how you're coming to these conclusions that don't really connect dots. You know what I mean? And then we also have the One Direction fandom where people seem to think that Brad is copying Harry Styles, and I don't really see that, because just because they both have a good stage presence does not mean you're copying someone. Harry is the member of a boy band. There's 5 of them. They're all supposed to have a stage presence like that. How do you carry this huge, massive crowd if you don't have a stage presence? And then you have Brad Simpson from the Vamps. He's the lead singer. How do you carry a crowd if you don't have good stage presence? You can't carry a crowd if you don't. There's no apples and oranges make bananas. You can't, if that makes sense. You can't have a really, really shitty performance on stage and expect your crowd to reciprocate the same and act wonderfully. That's not gonna happen. And you can't have really, really bad singing either. You have to do the best you can every single night that you go out on stage. no matter what band you are. If you're a solo singer too, like it doesn't even matter. And so they saying that he's copying his stage presence is completely irrelevant because you need that to carry the freaking crowd. Like, it doesn't, there's no other way to go about it. Like, you know what I mean? And then they're also saying that he's copying his hair. God forbid. They both have curly hair. Think about how many people on this planet have curly hair. How many guys on this planet have curly hair? There's tons. There's probably thousands, if not millions of people in this world that have curly hair. So for someone in the One Direction fandom to say, oh, Brad Simpson is copying Harry Styles for his hair. No, it's curly. Like, people do that. He's not the only celebrity that has curls, and he's not ever going to be the only celebrity that has curly hair. And the sooner people get this through their heads, the easier it will be, because it's not going to change, ever. Like, that just does not seem like a probable thing to me. People are going to have curls, unless you're going to suddenly put it in genetics. Oh, Harry Styles is the only one that can have curls. So, I guess this knocks you, and you off the list, and you have to have straight hair because it's illegal for everyone else. That's pretty much an extreme example of what these Directioners have been saying, and it's ridiculous because it's curls. Brad has had curls since he was younger. Like, if you look on old pictures of him, which if I can figure out how to, I might attach a photo right up here. But he had curls when he was younger. Yeah, maybe when he was older they got like more wavy or they got more long. But maybe people want to style their hair differently because they can. It has nothing to do with Harry Styles. It has nothing to do with copying him. Like, it doesn't make sense. The only sort of copying that he has done is when the Vamps covered a couple of One Direction songs. Think about how many bands have covered One Direction songs. So I don't really say that they're going directly from and copying. And for one, Brad can play piano. Brad can play guitar. And who knows how many other instruments he can play. I know he can also play the drums because he's done it for like Connor Ball's solo stuff. And you never see Harry Styles go out on that stage playing any form of instrument, unless you want to call his voice an instrument. But even so, you can't compare them when they're two completely different things. One Direction is a boy band. The Vamps are not a boy band. Yes, they're made of guys, but by definition, they're not a boy band because they don't have things in common like that. The Vamps play instruments. One Direction don't, except for Niall, and he only does it because he wants to. It's not like it's an actual part of the band. And I don't think he plays his guitar for the album, or at least not very often. So yeah, there's just no connection that breaks between the Fifth Harmony stuff and between the One Direction stuff. So you can't really say that this makes sense. But now that we got to the backstory of it, I guess I can get into my formal rant now. So, like I said, at the bottom of those fandom beliefs things, people would comment that the Vamps are trash and crap like that. Well, if you ask one of them why they call the Vamps trash, they will bring up one of these excuses. And as of what I've kind of explained, those excuses don't really make sense. Also, Fifth Harmony and the Vamps get along. One Direction and the Vamps get along. Hell, Niall retweeted one of James's tweets not that long ago, so you can't say they necessarily don't get along. Like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. So, what I don't really understand is why these girls feel the need to bash someone else's idols. Hell, you don't have to like the Vamps. Nobody is shoving the headphones in your ears and commanding you, oh, you have to listen to the Vamps. I'm making you do it right now. No. Nobody is shoving them in your ears and saying this to you. I can almost guarantee it. So if you don't like the Vamps, don't listen to it. obviously. I don't think anyone's gonna say, oh, by the way, you have to listen to the Vamps. It's part of your school project. Like, it's a requirement, and if you don't do it, you're gonna get an F in this class. Like, I'm sorry. No, people don't do that either. Why would they? Nobody is forcing you to listen to any music unless maybe you have a sibling or something that plays it all the time and you can't help but hear it. But even so, I don't think anyone really is forcing you. Like, leave the room if they're doing that to you, for God's sakes. But it's so stupid. Don't trash and bash other people's idols when clearly someone out there likes them because they obviously have fans, they obviously go on tour, so why can't you just leave them alone? Like, you don't see me going down the timeline and saying, oh, I think Fifth Harmony are trash, I think One Direction are trash. Like, I don't do that. Maybe I don't like certain artists, but I don't sit there and trash them when I know they have fans. Like, that doesn't really make a hell of a lot of sense. They're obviously successful. Anyone can see that. I know One Direction are the biggest band in the world right now. I know that Fifth Harmony are the biggest girl group in the world right now, except, well, Little Mix might be. I don't know the sales with all that. But even so, I'm not dumb. I know that they're the biggest girl group in the US, at least. So I guess my point across is stop trashing other people's idols. People have idols for a reason. Maybe they've saved their life. Maybe they've done something for them. Or maybe they've met them and they've cheered them up a lot or something. Either way, don't trash other people's idols. Like, there's no sense in it. I seriously have taken down so many people for all this crap on Twitter, and I will keep going because seriously, don't do it. It's stupid. You might not think it's hurting anyone, but it is. You might not think these celebrities are seeing you trash. They might. So what do you get out of it? Feeling bad about yourself? I would feel pretty damn bad about myself if I trashed someone every day. I know I would, for sure. The way it is, I already feel bad telling people off for trashing people, and I shouldn't be feeling bad, but you guys are sometimes kind of nuts. I'm sorry. Like, don't do it. Anyways, I know this video is actually sort of long, but the rant is actually shorter than I was thinking it was going to be. And if I think of a part 2 that I need to add to this, I will totally do that later. But for now, I guess this is all I need to say about this entire situation. I hope you've learned something from this, or that if you are trashing someone, that you'll actually stop doing it. Oh, actually I did think of something I should add quick. If you notice someone trashing, like, your idols, don't start bashing their idols either, because that doesn't make you any better. So if they're just trashing your idols, just talk them down about it, but don't trash theirs, because really all you're doing is wanting them to come on stronger and trash yours even deeper. So don't do that. Anyway, I'm signing off this time. Bye.